In today's episode of Summa Talkies, I'm in conversation with Surabhi Mohan, a finance analyst who is with the NIIF, that is the National Investment Infrastructure Funding, and is also a quizzer and a sketch artist. Stay tuned.
Okay, everybody, somebody, nobody, everybody, hello buddy, one buddy, two buddy, three buddy, four buddy, five buddy. Like there's so many buddies are there. Hey, listen, we will try doing this. It'll fail every time, okay? Because this is online scene. Like you cannot do anything with sync. Either I have to delay or you have to delay. Ideally, what happens is people get confused who has to delay, and then there is normally a delay. Okay.
Okay.
So there's this thing I do before the episode starts. Okay. 3, 2, 1, patake. Okay. So let's try it.
Okay.
Okay. You have to say patake. That's the whole point. Okay. 3.
I should say patak.
Patake. Ke. Patake.
Patakke.
Patake.
Patakke.
Patake. Okay.
Patake.
Awesome. 3, 2, 1. Patake.
Patakke.
Dekha, see, it never comes on time because that is just online problems. Okay, everybody, why are we doing this show? We only don't know. What are you going to know? No. Then you want to stay, you stay. Otherwise, you leave. What can I do? Nothing I can do. Okay, very good. So today's whom do we have today? Whom do we have today means this girl was my classmate. BBM classmate. Remember, see, you won't have seen all those videos only because you'll see for 1 minute and after that you'll say, please reduce the podcast to 30 seconds. In the middle, no, in one place I've told. She's doing a lot of cool stuff, and I genuinely thought it'll be epic if we could like have a word with her and just yap and stuff. Everybody, please welcome Surabhi Mohan.
Hi everyone.
Yes. See, I've already spoken for 2 minutes, okay? Because my mom knows, she sees the other videos and she's like, दूसरों को भी बात करने दो and all. Now you please do the talking, you do the necessary this thing. Then I'll slowly take from there. I'll do two things. Chuma, I'll also put some masala over here and there.
Yeah, all moms are like that. It's fine. Your mom's not the only one.
Okay, cool.
So firstly, thank you for having me. Firstly, I don't know why am I really here because I saw the other videos and the other people are pretty cool, pretty talented and all of that.
Hey,
It's really
all
kind of
this.
you to have me.
All this downplaying and all won't work over here, okay?
But I feel so honored. I took a bath just to be on this video and look nice. So,
Yeah, I washed my
that's
beard.
an achievement.
I washed my beard. So, yeah, very one. Somewhere there. I'm getting
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
It looks nice.
Thank you. So, we met. Where did we meet? We met in. So I used to be in one building. It's known as the Audi building. Okay. This is Christ. Back then university. Now only Christ. And see, she's also laughing because one major kirkiri scene happened. That and all you go search on Google, man. Okay. So basically auditorium block, aka known as North India. So it's like when you get out of that place only you'll realize you're actually living in southern part of India. When you get inside that place, no, you'll feel like you're in some Delhi or something. So anyways, so that's where I met her, and probably the only friend. Yeah, 3 years. Not so productive 3 years, but obviously took home a lot of things apart from the actual curriculum, I guess. So yeah, it was. So that's where we met, and we mainly bonded over movies and quiz. Quiz I kind of got infatuated with later. She was like more of a serious quizzer. I was more of a viewer. I would like sit and view in the corner and I'll just answer one question out of some 50 questions. It was irrelevant. But yeah, so there is that. And yeah, now you have to speak. Now I am taking backseat. I am going to be listener.
Okay, so I'm super happy to be here. I've never done something like this before. And yeah, thank God I'm friends with you. Yay, it works. So,
you're probably the only person who's saying that, which is why, like, I think I shall like slowly zoom into my face like this over and over again, saying, see, even I have one friend. Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, I think what I realized about you and why I wanted to be friends with you, because you were so talented. I mean, I could see that you were such a great singer, and it was just nice. We spoke, and I had a lot of respect for your talent back then, which you pursued more seriously. I think that was the turning point when you decided to like let go of everything that you probably did in these 3 years instead of taking the normal route. following the herd, getting a job like even me for that matter.
Goldman job, dude. It's not just a job. It's called the Goldman job.
Well, I mean.
Yeah, I know.
But nonetheless, I think it takes a lot of courage, a lot of guts to follow your dreams, because at least for me, later on, like after my BBM, like working for Goldman and working for Moody's, I actually had to make a bold decision to study economics, even though my base, fine, bachelor's in business management did have some economics, but not as much. But I knew it took like a lot of courage to like focusedly make that decision to like go ahead and pursue a degree, even though you might not be fully prepared for it, and you know it could be difficult.
Right.
After all, it's masters.
Right.
So I think the leap of faith that you had early on, I think it's quite commendable. That is something that I probably gathered the courage to have only later. And I can see that you live your life, and I'm sure you are also in a very happy spot.
Yeah, definitely.
Exactly. So
No. See, the hustle, daily part of hustle and all that happens when you probably see somebody on the lesser this thing saying, not that I intend to compare, but you sometimes in fact there is one very famous startup, I don't want to give any more details more than that, and this man claims himself to be a musician, and he's nowhere close to a musician. At least learning it in 5 years, that's one thing that I've definitely realized, right? He plays around with the public, and he's somebody who's more of a marketer more than a musician, right? But his whole that I'm a musician and I do all these multi-talented things, and dude's got a verified account and is this thing and all that, and I'm just like, wow, the whole world lives in a scam. So all that part and parcel of life is there, but I think the biggest I don't know about other people and stuff like that, but dude, self-finance was like one big issue with my life, like for the longest of times that I can remember. Okay, I remember even post 21, I was fucking working like a dog, dude. I was just working, and I was barely getting anything for it, Now that I think about it, I probably make way much more than I was probably making when I was just out of my undergrad and I was doing then I was doing a consultancy job or whatever it is, right? But yeah, so I guess happy space is definitely there, but that hustle is there now. Like in that job, I didn't feel like doing anything, because one half of it I think is mainly responsible because of the workforce there, which is so important. I feel like the first company that you get in, you need to at least have a reasonable amount of workforce around you, which you can also sort of look up to and be like, hey man, if I have to work, I gotta work like this person or something, which never used to happen. Like I used to have people next to me who were freaking talking about Kannada serials and stuff like that. So I can probably take inspiration from it now and like make memes of it, or something like that, I guess. But that time, it was not the best of places to be in, I think. So yeah, I think happiness wise I'm definitely in a much better place, but there is so much to do, dude. Like one day you figure something out, next day you get to know that it's not that way to do it at all, and then you have to erase the entire thing and freaking get back to it again. It's like, dude, what is this? So that sort of like opens up your mind on a very different territory, I guess. But that's pretty much about it for me. In terms of that.
That's the same for me too, right? I mean, even though my first two jobs, I wouldn't complain that they were bad. I mean, I learned a lot. I learned a lot about life. I learned about what I want to do, what I don't want to do, and where I want to go ahead. And I mean, it gave me enough time to like think about things, right? That where do I want to go next? And I think that's what made the difference. I mean, I think after my job at Moody's, I realized that I have this innate passion for economics, and there's so much I don't know about it, and I really want to
listen, could you just say what Moody's were into, just for people who have no idea otherwise?
Yeah, okay. So Moody's Analytics basically is a financial consultant, and there we work for clients. I specifically worked in the ETF side of business, so exchange traded funds is what I dealt with, so did the analytics for that. Yeah, but there was a lot of economics involved as well, because we used to write macroeconomic reports and things like that, and that's where my interest really came about, and I knew that this is where I want to go, right? And then I decided to pursue a master's in Singapore Management University, and I think that was by far the best year of my life. My mind opened. And everything that I did over there, the way I started thinking about things, the way I started questioning about things, the way I thought that well, this is how it should be. Maybe there's another way to do it. I mean, my mind
Okay.
opened a lot more, and I started doing thinking for myself. Not just
Okay.
believe that someone's giving me or something. So I think it was a complete game changer. Okay, so
Right.
my entire perspective towards things changed. I was challenged big time. I mean, I was doing something really
Hmm.
hard, right? I mean,
Hmm.
I would be in the library the entire day, but because I wanted to, right? Not because I
Acha.
was forced to. You had that choice. So I
Right.
think for me, 1 year of doing my masters was just, I think, the best part of my life. And I went to a great
Okay.
university. I had great professors, and that's when I really brought about this thought in my head that was always there, that I want to do something. I want to go back and use the tools that I'm probably gaining over here to the betterment for my country. So I've been a little patriotic all this while. So I knew that
That's
if I
okay.
want to go back, I want to work towards the growth, right? I want to come back and work towards India's growth
Fair.
story. Somehow I want to be a part
Fair.
of it. And I think
Fair.
that's what led me to come back. And I think I managed to get a great job where I get to do a lot of thinking, get to explore ideas in my head. And so I work for the quasi-sovereign wealth fund of the country.
Okay.
And it's a great platform. The kind of thinking that we have, the kind of ideas that we think about, is just, I mean, the exposure is unmatched, and I'm just so grateful.
Right.
I'm just so happy, and I'm sure, just like how you are, and I agree with the fact that there's a lot of hustle, right? There's not even a single day where I do the same things, right? Every day
Nice,
is a
right.
new day. There's no fixed procedure. There's no fixed set of things that, yes, I have to do this. So everything is new. Everything is extremely challenging. We're thinking about the latest problems out there. We're thinking about the economy. We're thinking about just so many things at once, which is just incredible. Like, I couldn't have been more thankful and grateful. And I'm just
Right.
very happy, in a very happy space, just like you are.
Nice, yeah, that's damn nice to hear. Remember that portion where you told that you did your masters, and that 1 year just completely changed your life. Like, can you emphasize on how much of it is just training in our country and how much of it is education outside country? Like, if I'm making any sense
Yeah.
right now.
I mean, of course. I mean, the thing is, when you go abroad, right, you're given a set of things, right? So you get to choose exactly what you want to study, how much depth do you want to go in. So your ultimate goal is not to pass that or something. So I mean, that doesn't become your objective.
Okay.
Right? So your objective is about what you can gain out of that class. You have 6 classes of, say, 3 hours each. You have to make the most out of it. Okay, if there's something that interests you, you have to build on it, right? The depth, you'll get all the resources possible out there. The
Right.
depth is your choice, right? Of course, there is
Right,
going to be
right.
a test in the end and things like that, but then no one's going to stop you from becoming an expert in one particular thing, right? For me, macro was
Right.
very important. Macroeconomics was one of my most favorite things. Something I picked was environmental economics. That was a little disappointing for me, because I had a complete different idea about it. So basically,
Acha.
yeah, the thoughts that you have, your thinking, what you want to do, you can pick more selectively. You can be very selective
Right.
about it, right? So
Right.
then no one's forcing
Right.
you to do anything, right?
Right.
How much effort you want to put in is completely up to you, right?
Right.
And
Right.
the professors will guide you. If you really like something, you can have a conversation with them and keep going on and on about it, because they are experts, right? They're all, of course, they're PhDs, and their entire life is gone into research, so they know their stuff really, right? Some of my professors
Right.
had experience in multilateral banks, and that was amazing for me, because I mean, that's the kind
Okay.
of things those are the kind of roles that I was looking at, right? So you can speak to them. How are they really tackling the actual problems that are out there? So your mind basically opens up to a lot more ideas. You're getting so much information, and it's up to you. So you start putting in that effort, right? I didn't have to go to the library. So back in my, say, in Christ, how many times would I really go to the library? Just because I was really interested in something.
Just to get the
pick a
sign.
book.
Just to get the sign.
Yeah, I mean, so
Yeah.
so at SMU, I would just sit at the library. I mean, all of us would. I mean, not just me.
Yeah,
In
yeah.
fact, that was just how it was. And frankly, even though the competitive spirit wasn't that crazy, but nonetheless, my classmates were all Chinese. Okay, so that did bring
Oh, I
an
see.
edge. Yeah, and the perspective that we have. So, of course, when you study in your own country, what you're fed is what you see around you, how people
Around
want you
you,
to think in this country, okay?
Right,
But you go
right,
somewhere else,
right.
you get a complete different perspective. Like, I went back
Changes.
and I went back and I realized that people think so differently about India. We keep comparing India and China, but honestly, outside, say, you go to Singapore, China is long gone. I mean, there's no need to compare, honestly, because China is somewhere and we are somewhere. And frankly, that really hit me. Okay, even though I was just so hopeful about India is so cool and we can get there, but hey, China did things long ago, and they are somewhere else.
Yeah.
It'll take us a long time to get there, and that's the
Yeah,
reality
yeah.
of things. But this thing really hit me once I got to Singapore and I started hearing
Right.
from what's really happening out there, and it's about getting more exposure, right? It's the exposure is a lot more global. So I mean,
Right.
how many of us really know what Vietnam is up to? Okay, how many of us know there's a country called Laos? I mean,
Yeah. It's every dude who probably has a beard like me or is like some hipster fellow who's like fruity. He's having fruity, okay? Who's into fruity and all, he'll know because it's basically a backpacker's dream. But I get where you're coming from. Basically, in general, people would not move you. Dude, people like my mom and dad didn't know about North Korea.
okay.
Like really,
I mean,
they
it's-
thought Korea is one place.
But it's not.
Okay.
I mean, it's not abnormal. It's normal. A lot of people actually don't know, and that's the
Yeah.
reality of it.
Yeah. No, completely. And then I was like, listen, just read up about that country, and then you'll regret the fact that you actually don't know about that country. And then they were like, yeah. Well, now he kept coming in the news. No, he's alive. He's dead. That this and all. So that's when they started slowly reading about him. I'm like, yes, it is not the place anybody wants to be in. But yeah.
And another thing is that when you start like learning about these different countries and different policies of these countries, then you start comparing them with your country. Okay, that's when you realize,
And
hey,
you sort of see
if-
where it is.
yeah, if this worked with this country, why are we so strict? Why can't we have it this way? What are the challenges? What is stopping us?
Right.
Is bureaucracy such a huge issue in our country? Why isn't it like, why is Singapore's bureaucracy so much better than ours? Right? What's stopping our civil servants or basically politicians to get at that level? Right? So you start comparing
Right.
and then you get more ideas, and then you think that if one country can do it, why can't my country do it? Like for instance, like Singapore and Bangalore are comparable in size, but our population's
Okay.
like another level, right? So I used to often
Yeah, of
think
course.
that why can't our roads be like this, right? Why can't our systems be so efficient, right? I used to constantly think about this and challenge my own self. So if I had to go back,
Right.
if I had to suggest a change, how would it go about, right? So this thought process, I never had the confidence to. I think this is something that
Right.
university did to me more than anything else, because now I had
I
the
see.
resources, I had the tools, I could question my professors, right? I can really
Ah.
question them about everything.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
basically there was a lot more validity to the thoughts I have. There was a lot more structure that came in because maybe I was all over the place before that. But then I could actually go back to someone and talk to them about, hey, this is what I'm thinking. Can you give me some more suggestions? Where am I probably not? What angle am I not looking at from? Or
Right,
something.
right.
So I think the entire experience was a lot more enriching, right? Because the kind of people you're bumping into, they're also in the same line. So most of my peers, they were much elder to me, right? So they were all working
Of course.
professionals, right? So
Acha,
even hearing from them, their perspective definitely added a lot more value, right?
Right,
So
right.
hearing from them, they understand policies, they are in different segments of business. So hearing from them also added like a lot of value. And of course, I mean, I would tell them about my country. This is how things are done in my country. So there was a great exchange of thoughts and ideas. And of course, our profs were amazing. Yeah.
Nice, damn nice. Because, yeah, man, I think I get that, and also I understand that as well, right? Because I sometimes feel, I've also told this in another discussion. This was some stupid live discussion that we were having. I think this goes over 24 hours or something. Where I'm just like, so you know, this is one of those. One of those things which is just started by these hipster ass bars just to get in the crowd. No, ये discussions रख के बड़ा, they'll have all those hipster minimalistic fonts and stuff like that, and they are हगे जा रहे हैं इंडिया पे, हगे जा रहे हैं. And I am no patriot. I'll be honest to you. ठीक है, we have issues. We have some genuinely crazy issues which we need to sort out. And sometimes I feel, what am I even doing in this place sometimes? And that will happen to everybody at some point or another. Okay, but the way they were just like going, oh, this country is just that thing. Oh my God, system. And then the mic kind of came to me. Like I was in the audience, and the only question I asked him was that I was like, dude, we are like a 75 or 73? We're like a 73-year-old country which got its constitution. Before that, we were looted, we were taken apart, we were torn apart. After all that, we have come up to, and we are like probably being even being in the list of, or being considered as, oh, I think they could probably be the next superpower itself is such a big thing. Like I sometimes feel it's so easy for just people to just sit back. I know, I'm sure a lot of people would have told this, and this is also being made fun of and stuff like that, right? Like a bada uncle wala approach and stuff. But the truth is that, right? Like I've realized a lot of times that people just chumma sit over here and they're like, this even happens in terms of creativity, you know? What they say is, they compare, so they're like, so I'll try getting the music, this thing. I'll kind of steer away from this hipster discussion, hipster GD. Okay, and he was telling me the same thing. He's like, one of the reasons why West probably has like a proper parallel music industry is because they've had examples before that. They've had examples which has survived, which has like survived, say, for about 45 years, till their death. They were singing, they were, it was one of those things, and their country acknowledged them because they were an older enough republic, and they had other problems to deal with, and they had their basic needs sorted, like their transportation and their probable economic facilities and everything were like properly done. That is not the case with us, dude. So obviously something like, let's say, jazz music, people are not going to care. Probably people will care about it 25 years down the line, because now you have some jazz musicians who are probably like coming up and doing really good, okay, like phenomenal work they're doing, okay. Those people probably they'll like look up to, and they'll be like, this is something we could develop out of and stuff like that, right? So yeah, I kind of get where you're coming from. So which is why when they compare India and China, first of all, it is such a random comparison, because China is a country which freaking built a 57 floor skyscraper in a matter of 20 days. This is there on Google, go see it, okay. For some 58, that's not the point, dude. It's a 57 floor skyscraper. These guys built it in 20 days, okay. That's because they rule with the iron fist. The minute you show even like the eye of iron fist over here, people start protesting.
Yeah.
So you think things are going to work? No. So it's going to take time. So are we sacrificing? We are probably sacrificing over it. What degree we are sacrificing, that varies from generation to generation, I guess. Like if you see the previous 80s guys, they didn't probably have the access and quality to goods and services like we probably do. And then next time we'll go down, like we'll probably be telling our kids that we used to stream Netflix and Hotstar online, we used to have a huge ass TV, and we used to do that. So I guess, I don't know, sometimes I just feel, I get their point, but I'm just like, dude, you're just doing this for your whatever share of 15 minutes of social media fame or something, I guess, or to just get those react buttons on your social media profile or whatever. But yeah.
Yeah, that's the beauty of it, right? In our country, I hear this a lot, and I think I use this a lot myself, that hey, we are relatively a younger country, right? We got our freedom much later, and we haven't got so many years to figure ourselves out. But the thing is, I get it, but then there's a lot that they can be done, and that's what we're trying to get at. But at the same time, we're so diverse, okay? We are so different.
Tell me
one
about it,
person in the others, different states. In spite of that, we are where we are is quite commendable, okay? Because it is difficult to like get the policy right, to get things right, because we are just so diverse. What might suit one person might not suit someone else at all, right?
I don't think we have gotten anything right that way, dude. Because we're so diverse, there's always that one section of somewhere somebody who's going to get offended at it.
Exactly.
It's something as simple as a social media post, right? Let's not even go that big. I'm saying let's keep it to the tiniest of tiniest things,
Yeah.
That is going to be some faction that's just going to be offended by it because they can. Because they're given the freedom to. That's another thing. That's too political. But the fact is always remain there. And totally.
I agree with you completely. I think, but then the freedom that we enjoy is so priceless. I'm sure
I swear, dude, tell me about it. No, a lot of them don't feel it. Dude, I do not agree with you on this. A lot of these idiots do not feel it. Okay? Because
because they're not aware
it's clear.
Of what's the worst they can be. That's
so
how
true.
it is, right? Yeah.
It's the simplest example of the lockdown, right?
Lockdown, exactly.
Like you saw, like the way people were just doing things. Dude, what is the government telling you? See, okay, there are only two options to do this. This is what I feel again, okay. You either get Iron Fist, pura Iron Fist, military ko lao, can't maro sabki. That's one. Or the other way is you get the vaccine. So the second way is definitely not going to happen. So you got to go the first way. But still our government being the democratic government that it is, it still kind of implemented and it did a commendable job out of it. But despite that, there were always idiots running in, and our numbers are like at a freaking high rate right now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, the entire policy thing is such a vast thing to talk about. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, and like every time, even if the government wants to get it right, there will be some section that they will miss out on, because there's just so many factors to consider. Okay, and that's why, I mean, that's why we need more people who are really passionate about the country and can think and give different perspectives, right? So our leaders on top and our decision makers have to be a mix of people, and that's really important, right? They should be coming from different facets of life, they've seen different things, but getting that consensus has been the biggest challenge of our country. But at the same
Yeah.
time, the freedom that we enjoy is just priceless.
It's absolutely priceless. I swear.
Yeah.
I don't think you can
It's
put a
something you
tag
should
to it
like
also.
be thankful for every day, frankly.
Totally.
Yeah.
I was having a discussion with some other friend about this as well. We were talking about history, and then this just came in, because so off late I've been super fascinated with North Korea, and I keep reading about them, right? Like how they roll as a country and stuff like that. Dude, it's ridiculous, like how they are as a country, right? Like, have you seen an average North Korean citizen?
Yeah.
Macha, they look like this, and then there is that fellow. He looks like a full-blown chicken, dude. I don't care if it's body shaming. That guy deserves it. Okay, and dude, everybody's like this. Okay, and these are legit documentaries, huh?
Yeah.
Where like you see people doing things and stuff, and dude, it is so creepy, like how that country just operates, just as a country. Like it's the most basic. It's that's what fascinates me the most, right? The most basic thing has been cut off from them, which is information, access to information.
Yeah.
And that has affected them so much as a country. They're also some 65-year-old country only, okay? Yeah, it should be about 50s, late 50s is when the Korean War happened and it got divided, right?
Yeah.
Dude, one small thing is all they did. They're like, cut access to information, make sure you control everything that these people do. Bam! And look at that.
Yeah.
It's probably one of those super secretive states to this date, despite knowing that, let's face it, that style has never really lived, and it's always failed as a country in general, because history always tells us that and nothing otherwise. But despite that, it's there, dude. It's there to the fact that, like, you have defectors coming out of that place, somehow they escape, and which is, dude, like, you see those escape tales and you're just like, dude, do you have any idea like how lucky we are to be born in anywhere except this country, like,
Yeah, it's a
So these
privilege,
guys come.
trust me.
Yeah, dude. So obviously South Korea has had so much of change over the period of years, right? Their accent in Korean language itself has changed so much over the years, okay? That's never happened to the North Korean guys. So there is so much of a language gap that something like, say, ice cream, it's two completely different words, nowhere close to what it sounds like. The South Korean guys call it as ice cream. These guys have some other weird word, dude. So they place an ice cream next to them. There's a North Korean and a South Korean, and they just say that, and those two are just looking at each other. And this is a matter of like 100 kilometers or 150 kilometers of difference, okay?
Yeah.
So these
Yeah,
guys
I know.
defect off, they come off and all, okay? Dude, and the amount of culture shock they have, because think of it this way, right? Like this one pastor actually talks about it. He gives a beautiful example where he's like, your entire life, you are told pencil is the only writing instrument, and you can only write with a pencil. Okay, say if this is a thought that you are fed right from the time you're born as a kid, then you come into school and you're only given pencils. Okay, cut to you escaping this country, you leave this entire system, you somehow make a move, you run, and then you come here, you're told that you have to abandon the pencil and you have to get a pen to it.
Yeah.
Like, can you just imagine the transition that guy can have? And dude, that example just like threw me aback. I'm like, shit, that makes so much sense because we've never thought of it from that point of view at all, right? Because you're just like, okay, now they've escaped, now it's about time that they make up, but that sensitivity is never there, you know. So yeah, man, it's crazy, which is why I keep telling, dude, please, like,
Yeah, not
all
for your
this
cases.
raging and all, yeah, all this raging and all sounds really nice on Twitter. It will get your followers. Stay happy, sada sukhi, eat food and shut up and sleep.
Yeah, so that's another thing, right? I mean, we live in this age of even fake news, right? People want to
Oof.
like publish stuff
Yeah.
like this just for the heck of it, right? And
Yeah.
there's no proper law even now that actually prohibits people from saying what they want, given that we're a
Yeah.
democracy.
Yeah. You were talking about policy making. I'm so sorry. I just somewhere it all went off. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, edit that out.
So, you did that out. So how? So listen, how has it been working for this setup in terms of like how close you're actually rubbing feathers with some of the policy making and everything, and you know, if you can sort of take me through that bit, because you know, I see interviews of bureaucrats, okay, like, so I was watching an IAS mock interview, and man, whew, the way they take their this thing, and they're so patient. These are people who would have ideally cracked the IAS UPSC exam. And dude, like, so there's this one Muslim candidate who comes in. He's like rank 2, 2018 rank 2 or something. Dude, straight up, मुजाहिदीन क्या होता है, जिहादी का मतलब क्या है, उसके बारे में क्या रहा है. This guy is so composed in his head. Okay, and the reason why I'm like kind of asking you this is, you have such people underneath. You have such IAS officers, and then you have our meme creators in this country. No, meme creators. Okay, meme creators in this country. Okay. Hey, I'm not talking about politicians. I'm talking about meme creators.
Yeah, I get it.
Then, like, how was it, dude? Like, somebody that insanely genius, and it's a 35-minute interview. Okay, the way there are some 7 people, the way they're just taking a strip left, right, and center, and then there is this guy, cool and calm as fuck. Doesn't look edited in any which ways because you can figure out cuts very clearly. This guy's just so cool, yeah. And then suddenly some idiots like this will happen. Like, dude, what is that process like? Like, have you actually had something like that where you had to rub your feather with anywhere close to like one of some of these bureaucrats or something of that
I don't know
sort?
if you know, but my dad's a bureaucrat.
Your dad? Oh, see, dude, yeah. Then I'm sure you'll be like able to give me a better perspective. Yeah, you were telling me about it also, that he had to go to work and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Dude,
So
how
yeah,
was
I mean,
that, dude? Like.
So yeah, I mean, I've come from a family of bureaucrats. I mean, that's something, and I've seen
Nice.
that. And
Nice.
people, I mean, see, the thing is, they see so much throughout their life that
Yeah.
maybe, I mean, they become accustomed to it. And you know what? For them,
Okay.
the more important thing is they know what the final objective is. They know what the good thing is. They know what needs to be done. Now, to
Right.
get around that, the path is not easy, right? So if they can't
Okay.
maintain their composure, trust me, they won't get where they have to, right? And this is something, it's a given. Come on, the thing is, this is how our country is, okay, like it or not.
Yeah.
But our
Yeah,
politicians
true.
are elected by the people, right?
Meme
This is
creators,
what-
yeah. Meme creators are elected by people.
So end of the day, it's what people want to see. Okay, yes, you can
Right.
always question and say there are flaws in the whole process. People don't vote. People like you and I don't vote. Okay, I know all those things are there, but unfortunately, this is the best we have. Right now, if
Right.
all of us took the responsibility, maybe we'd have better people on top. But clearly, I mean, the turnout's always 45, 40.
Yeah.
That's the turnout,
It's
right?
horrible,
So I mean,
yeah.
we have to blame ourselves equally for it. So the meme creators you
Right.
see on top is because of us. Okay.
I convinced her.
We're all responsible for this, right? Now,
Yeah,
the,
true.
Yeah, the bureaucrats, unfortunately, again, fortunately or unfortunately, the systems are such that we want the best people to implement the policies taken on top, right? At least that's what we've got right? We try taking the best minds out there into our system to carry out the policies that are made so that the poorest of poor
Right.
can get access to something that's been designed for them from the top, right?
Mm.
Now,
Mm.
these guys,
Mm.
guys practically are the backbone, right? These guys are the ones who ensure that things are
True.
supposed to
Things
get
are supposed
done,
to.
right? At
Yeah.
least that's something we've got right. And
Right.
the thing is, if these guys don't behave, these guys don't follow the law, if these guys don't compose themselves, if they get into a tiff, trust me, what they signed up for, their job, they won't be able to do it, right? So it basically,
Yeah.
over the year it happens, and some people are pretty cool right in the beginning. I guess you need to be in that frame of mind, you need to have that maturity, otherwise
Man,
you're
I
not
can't even-
fit for the job. I mean, it's as simple as that, because you'll
yeah.
meet people from all walks of life. Like throughout my
Yeah,
life,
dude.
I've seen all sorts of people meeting my dad, right? The poorest of the
Right.
poor to the richest of the rich, to say the most powerful goon-like person to the most powerful, actually powerful person who has a lot of influence. on
Right,
people,
right.
All sorts of criminals, right? People who've done.
But has he
the
met?
most
Has he met?
things.
Has he met Instagram and Facebook powerful?
He has, by the way.
Oh shit! Okay. Okay.
He
Yeah.
has. So yeah, so
Nice.
the thing is, you meet so many people from all walks
Right.
of life that you
Right.
tend to get used to and accustomed to how people think, how they might react, and the way you react matters the most, because you want things from everyone and people want things from you, right? If that's not going to happen, then well, so you
Then
have to be in
obviously-
that right frame of mind. So I guess
Yeah, right.
even my job, right? I mean, we basically we are at the interface between the public sector and the private sector. So everything that we do definitely engages with the government a lot, right? Now,
Right.
and I can see, right? I can see how perspective change when you're dealing with the government and say you're dealing with a private investor, right? So
Right.
it's basically you have to tone down, you have to change the way you are talking to somebody. So all that is a given. I mean, that is something you just have to do, because that's how you get things done. End of the day, your job is to get things done. Fine, maybe. I mean, the professionalism lacks out there. That's just how we are. But you can't change that alone. You just can't. Okay, so that is
Right.
something that take forever to change. I mean, it requires a lot of things, mindsets, the way people are brought up. There are a lot of things that go into how people behave, right? So the
Right.
least you can do is be cool, calm, and compose. And I think that's a given. That's definitely
Right.
a given, because otherwise you are so smart, you're so intelligent. I mean, if you still, because of a few things, you can't get your things done, what's the point, right? This is a
Then
very
what's the
small
point of
price you have to
intelligence?
pay, actually. Yeah, this is a very small
Yeah.
thing that you need to do. So it's
Okay.
it's something that comes very naturally to people. To be
Right.
honest.
Right. Nice. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Tell me something. So, like, and I kind of want to get back to that portion of life where we were like all like sitting and being like, oh, I'm a musician, and you were having your own set of interests and ideas. This was back when we were 18 and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, as much as at least in my case, right? Like, let's face it, most of the things, okay, I guess it kind of helped me a little bit somewhere, but on the larger picture, I'm not too sure if it did. Though I kind of came out and then branched out into this, and then it gave me that little bit of, should I say that, I don't know if that's the right word to like fit in here. Maybe I could say backbone, to sort of just figure out my things by myself and just be like, dude, go, like, I don't know, like watch a Robert Weed meme or something like that, like, please, because when you kind of do 5 years of Christ, I've also done my PU from Christ.
Okay.
Yeah. So when you do kind of 5 years of Christ, like, your perspective changes. So how was that, dude? Like, okay, so of course, man, we've complained a lot about that place, and I still have issues with that place, right? The way it probably works, and the way they just probably roll about doing things.
Right.
But how much of it you think genuinely helped you, say, with your second job? Obviously, your immediate first job, it will be like a good conductor, because you're just off college and you're getting placed. So that's the immediate after effect that's probably happening. But there's that middle phase, no? Before masters, where you were saying that you were working for a company. Like, did
Right.
anything of that help you, or was it more like your first job happened and you learned a lot, and then you proceeded to the next job, and that's what helped you, and not the degree? Something
Right.
like that.
Okay. Yeah, no, I get your question. But firstly, I mean, I want to start with my first job. The thing is, Christ, fine, we had a lot of issues with it. I mean, we probably still do. But I think the
Yeah.
opportunities that they gave us were extraordinary, right? And it was
Yeah,
up to
yeah.
us to make something out of them. And I think from
And
that
the
angle-
diversity of the crowd, of course.
Yeah, and the
That
diversity of the
I
crowd.
couldn't-
Absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely. So
No,
I
no
think,
denial.
the
Except North
opportunities-
India. I'm sorry. Yeah.
So yeah, I think the opportunities given were like quite.
Right.
I mean, they're as good as any top institution in this country. I think that is something unparalleled. And for that, I'll be forever grateful because, say, if Goldman didn't happen to me, a lot of other things wouldn't happen. So, Goldman taught me a lot of things about being professional, right? The kind of person
Right.
you want to be at a workplace. And that is something, I mean, that it gets instilled in you. Your first job is sort of, it fine tunes the way you're going to be for the next few years. Trust me. And that is something I
Okay.
take with me even now, right? It really helps
Okay.
me. The kind of things, the systematic things that I learned in Goldman, I think I use them even now, right? So I think
Right,
all those things
right.
are quite priceless, and I would say I would thank Christ for it, right? Find my degree, not as much, okay, but
But it's rather the situation that they just put you through.
yeah, exactly.
More than
And
the- yeah.
I think one thing about Christ is that made you a little thick-skinned to a lot of things because
Yeah,
you
exactly.
you go
Exactly.
through so much shit in whatever way. Like everyone's going through
Yeah.
some shit or the other. It's either
Tell me
the
about it.
it's either the professors, it's either the students. You are going to get through shit, and I think
Yeah.
that's preparing you for life. And I think for me, Christ did that, right? And I think I made the most out of it, at least from a professional point of view. And then once I got a great job, okay, I think the things I picked up in that job did help me land up my next job. So one of the key things that I had when I moved to Moody's was attention to detail. I think I picked that up from
Okay.
Goldman, for sure, right?
Right.
So and the way I communicate, the way I convince people, the way I talk to, some of those skills definitely were something that I have to be thankful to Goldman
Right.
and before that even Christ for. Okay, so these are a
Right.
couple of things that I definitely, these are soft skills basically that you pick up. So your actual technical knowledge is something that your education will give you. For me, that happened during my SMU time, honestly, right? Because economics is
Okay.
the field I chose. That's what I want to really build my expertise on. But things like soft skills, being able to talk to anyone. So the importance of
Right.
networking, I think Goldman instilled that so much. I mean, you meet
Okay.
anyone from Goldman, networking is the thing for them, right? Networking is
I
so
see.
important. Yeah.
So how like explain it to a non-Goldman dude like me, like how is it important in at that context, at that job,
Yeah, sure.
in a way that it kind of carried off there to your other jobs as well.
Yeah. So basically, by networking, I mean is being able to go up to people, talk to them, make a conversation, talk about what you do, learn about what they do, because you don't know in the
Oh,
future
the
when you
money.
might need their help for something, right?
Like
It
that.
could be for your own getting your own job done. It could be because you want to move jobs. Maybe you want to move to
Ah.
Philippines, right? So
Ah,
building that
ah.
network when people know you, so you give them a call, they'll pick your call. If they don't know you, why should they pick your call?
Right.
Right, so
Oh, like that.
networking is key, at least in the finance industry in general. Networking is key. Networking is actually everything, right?
Yeah.
Even now,
Okay.
right, I can, all my investors, say analysts from different investment banks, I can, if I build that network, I can call anyone and ask them, hey, I want to know what's going on in the energy sector. Okay, I want to know what's going on in the infra sector. Okay, so that information is so important because these guys are spending so much time just researching on those specific aspects. Right?
Particular.
Absolutely, yeah. So their knowledge is unparalleled. That's something I might not be able to build overnight. But if I want to know something immediately, I want to know something about, hey, I heard about this deal. Is it really for real? Okay, maybe if the
Okay.
information is not there.
One of those
out there-
speculation.
Absolutely. Okay. So and it's so critical to our business because it really matters, right? So I think networking is everything, and I think the importance of networking I really learned at Goldman, and that helped me
Right.
continue. And yeah, so I guess
Nice.
that's one of the biggest things I actually picked up from Goldman. And of course, I mean, I'm not going to deny everyone sees Goldman on my resume and they're like, oh, Goldman. It does. It has a lot of weightage. I've seen
Yeah.
that.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
That's damn true. That's what happened to me even when they saw my Christ University, this thing for this one place that I'm with right now. I'm also with the startup right now.
Mm-hmm.
So that, oh, you're from Christ. And I'm like, wow, people actually know of this place here because ideally people in Bangalore would obviously know about it, but here it's highly unlikely, right? And they're like, oh wow, you know of this place, and she was like, okay, tell me more. And yeah, I guess that it helped because I had to obviously re-prepare my resume, right? Because there was a change of career and I had to like write it down like in a proper timeline of events just to make sense and stuff. And yeah, man, I finished it like in some 15-20 minutes or something. And I couldn't believe it. I'm like, wow, dude, that's a kick-ass resume for like a 15-20 minute resume. And then she saw and she's like, yeah, you have a very impressive resume. And I'm like, holy shit, I made that in 20 minutes, dude. That's thanks to this. That's thanks to this college only. Because obviously the second place that I studied, their communication is a sucks. So
Right.
whatever little this thing that I kind of figured out, that was those 3 years there. So I guess yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
And for me, another
Do
thing
I?
that always
Do
people
I?
talk to me.
Do I? Yeah, you were saying.
Yeah, always something that people talk to me about is my quizzing. That is something I picked up in
Ah.
Christ, honestly. So I used
Oh
to,
yeah.
yeah, I used to always read,
Okay.
but I never thought, let's join the quiz team. I mean, that was never the plan. I mean,
Yeah.
I was quite indifferent. I think it was in my first year when some of my classmates said, hey, if you read so much, why don't you quiz? Okay, and that's how I actually got into it. So remember the first ever fest that we had as undergraduates? I didn't participate in quizzing. I participated in
Oh.
entrepreneurship or something like that.
Oh, I see.
So
Okay.
it was only
Okay.
after like the second fest and some of my classmates said that, you know what, maybe quizzing is your thing, you should do it. So for me,
Dude,
that's
it is
another
such a
thing.
cool thing. It is
Yeah.
such a cool thing. Like I probably suck at as a participant to something, but it's one of those things I genuinely want to sit and watch as an audience. Socials, does socials still have it though? Like I mean, before the lockdown, they used to have this quizzing that they used to keep doing every week or every month or something like that. No.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't live
Oh,
in
man.
Bangalore anymore, so I'm not in touch.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, so
Sorry.
socials used to, it's okay. Socials used to keep having this. I don't know what's the time frequency of it and stuff like that.
I think Friday or
And,
something, right? Even I vaguely remember.
Friday, okay.
Friday or something.
Acha, I thought it was a monthly once affair because it was. I mean, the day I went, I think it was a Saturday or something, and who was that? I think Himadri was doing it.
Could be,
For
yeah.
guys
yeah,
who
I
don't
think so
know,
too.
for guys who don't know, Himadri is he's this dude who studied with us and now he's like into a freelance quiz mastering. That's also kind of this gig that he does and stuff. Good quizzer, fantastic quizzer. So that dude,
Really good quizzer.
yeah, that guy sent me one link. I'm like, Macha, I'm hosting these days. No. We met some other place. Oh, we met at a place in JP Nagar somewhere, and I'm always audience. I never perform and all because I'm not that cool. Okay, so this guy comes and he's like, Macha, are you Vignesh? And obviously I look a little different from what I was in my college days, right? Like, because when people, so that's one surprise, shocking fact, okay? People, when they see my photo right now and then they see my older photo, they're like, holy shit, that's no way that's you and stuff. Like they have there's a shock that is just carrying them over and they can't, like they can't live with it and stuff. I'm like, dude, why are you putting so much bhav into this? Dude, it's okay, it was just beard, right? So this guy also saw me, he's like, bro, that's you only. I was like, yeah, man. Hey, what's up? And I think he was a little tipsy, of course. And he goes like, oh, bro. And obviously, he's like, bro, I'll buy you something. I'm like, no, dude. If you're buying me something, buy me food. I don't want alcohol. And then he was actually telling me that, hey, you know what? I think I'm actually like doing this quiz in socials in the coming week, and you should totally make it. Fuck, it was crowded, dude. It was mad crowded, bro. Like to the point I had to like go to one of those stupid rooms inside, and I had to keep coming in and out because this place was just too crowded. I didn't have like a place to stand there and like watch the entire thing. But
It's
yeah,
amazing. I mean, the quizzing scene in Bangalore is unparalleled. I mean, there's such passionate
Yeah?
quizzers in Bangalore, and I love that
I
about
see.
Bangalore. But I mean, I haven't explored the Bombay quizzing scene as much, honestly, so I shouldn't
Okay,
really
okay.
completely comment. But I know
Yeah.
Bangalore is like the best place for quizzers and keeping that quizzing culture alive. I mean, it's
dude, you should
unmatched.
totally do the Bombay quizzing scene now that you've moved there. No, you should probably like slowly check things out and
Yeah,
like
once I get back
figure out if there's
after
something
all
like that.
this, once we
Yeah.
resume normal life, yeah, I'll consider it for sure.
That is going to take some time, but yeah. Normal and all that word are also going to take time, dude. It's like, dude, do you want to talk about that? Like, what is the scene with liquor shop in your areas like?
Oh, I mean, it's crazy. I've never
Dude,
seen
it's
people-
mad.
I didn't know liquor was so important, but it is apparently.
Arey, chalega. Let it be important. That's not the point. But I'm just like, dude, look at the crowd. Order it online, dude. You ordered for 2 lakhs also. It's okay. It's your income. You do whatever you want to do. Don't mind to say anything about it. People are crowding, dude. Tamil Nadu in one freaking day made 140 crores just out of liquor sales. 140 crores in a single day, and Chennai was closed. Wait, icing on the cake. Chennai was closed. So it's the other places that literally made a total of 140. So you imagine if Chennai was open, all the task in Chennai were open, what would have been the case?
I know,
Okay.
right? I mean, yeah, it's very hard to imagine. I mean, it's madness. I've never seen people so passionately queuing up just for alcohol. I mean, commendable.
Yeah,
I have to admit it.
Yeah, it's crazy. So one friend of mine just went out for kicks. This guy lives in Delhi, and he was just like, so he had taken a video and he sort of sent it to me and he's like, bro, मैं ठेका गया. Like, ठीक है, क्या खरीदा, क्या क्या मारा जनाब आज आपने? He's like, no bro, मैंने कुछ नहीं खरीदा. I was like, then why would you go all the way there, bro? He's like, no bro, I was just there to see the crowd. And dude,
Curiosity.
it's people, नहीं, अबे मतलब, you know how is it? So it's like, जब फ्री का खाना मिलता है ना, फ्री का खाना मिलता है तो कैसे लोग होते हैं? There was some 200-300 people, ठीक है, ठेके के बाहर, and dude, there are 5 cops. They're just stopping them with some like, you know, that stick they have, no? They're just holding them. Dude, they're holding them. क्या? मतलब my mind was like, dude, what is this?
Lockdown
What
does
sort of
that to
madness
people.
is this?
See, firstly, everyone's going a little insane, and they were just waiting for an opportunity to just get out and get their alcohol, and I think just people just went all out.
Whatever. There was another hilarious video I saw. There was this girl. She does all this namaskaram, all does that roundabout, and she does namaskaram. You think she's probably doing it in a temple, but then they pan the camera angle, then it's like a wine shop that she's actually doing that for. क्या था वो? So funny that was. Those were like
I
a few
just
videos I was
noticed,
just watching.
you have a tattoo now?
Oh yeah, I just got this. I got this last November.
No, I can't see. You'll have to like tilt a little.
Hold on.
No, angle change कर.
अच्छा रुको, अभी दिख रहा है?
No, go behind.
Wait. I'll send you like a picture of it or something, I guess.
What is it?
It's a word. It's the pre-chorus line of a song that I got to sing.
Oh wow, that's
Yeah, it's very unique also because nobody has heard that song except me. So, so I'm
But
sure nobody would have
first
been.
things
हाँ.
are special. So yeah.
Yeah. First thing, oh yeah, dude, that thing was damn special. But special का special ही रह गया ना. Release भी नहीं हुआ, वही तो problem हो गया. और this was worse, dude. It released. बाद में हटा दिया. So yeah. like आपको chocolate चाहिए आप रख लो. आप खाओ. अरे आप नहीं सर मुझे chocolate पसंद नहीं. आप खा के तो देखो. And then you're eating it between. Somebody just comes and gives one Ryu punch on your face and takes the chocolate away from you. That's what it felt like. But yeah.
Don't worry, you'll get a lot more chances, I'm sure. But can I get to hear it? Come on.
हाँ, I'll send you the link. यहाँ पे सब नहीं गा के दिखाना. I'll send you the. It's there on Wink. It's there on Wink. It's there on Wink and JioSaavn from what I remember. बाकी का तो मुझे कोई आइडिया नहीं है. YouTube से निकाल दिया यार. It was किसी को नहीं मालूम था who was this guy by face and all. Okay, वो बड़ा सही story है. अब तो I can probably openly talk about it and stuff. ठीक है. तो our dudes in college, no. So they have this written rule that you are not supposed to be part of anything of this kind. I mean any production or anything of that sorts happening outside the college's campus reach.
What a bad rule that is. That's not fair.
One way of looking at it, and they have their point, which also I agree with, but that's for another. We can probably talk about that after this, right? तो मैं छुप के गाया and the minute people listen to that song first, you think it's a simple song, okay, which it is. By structure, it is a simple song. But then, like the emotion into it, now I'm somebody who's not that emotionally invested in general with things. Okay, which people have a complaint about also as me as a person in general. Right? So for me to like get into another person's shoe and pour in that emotion like really well, it took me a lot of time. It took me a lot of takes in studio, okay? And finally the song came out and it sounded beastly because this guy literally took my case. उठा के गा ऐसे गाने का गाना नहीं आता तो उतना फटकार होता था स्टूडियो में. So you end up giving a decent take. Like it's like 12 times you try, 13th time at least it'll come, no? So something like that, okay? And the worst part was I had to also kind of control the entire college ka thing because I didn't want anybody in college to know what's happening. Okay. And yeah, man, उतना hustle वसल करके picture ही साला बाहर नहीं निकला, so that was a little pissing off. But that's manifestation of bad luck, Brian, just happening in like the most lively form ever, I guess. But it's a hustle, yeah. Like I was telling you, right?
No, but I think
that
it's
was
a great story. That's quite a story. I mean, it must have been a crazy experience nonetheless. It's a story you'll think about a few years down the line and laugh. So yeah.
पागलपंती था. अरे I to laugh even now. I'm like every time a recording gets done and mostly like in 8 out of 10 instances it just gets rejected or whatever it is because you don't have the name or whatever stupid reason that they give you, right? That they're like, and there'll be some बाप का पोते का कोई बंदा, ठीक है, वो आके बोलेगा इसके वॉइस में मुझे दम नहीं लग रहा और whatever the hell, and this guy can't even probably hold a note, but पैसा है उसके पास तो वो कुछ भी बोल सकता है I guess. तो he's pumping money into it so he can say whatever he wants I guess.
Yeah.
तो वो सब बोलता है and then you I mean I've started taking it more objectively now. अभी तो बाहर निकलता हूँ, अच्छा ठीक है fuck all गया रहने दो, ठीक गया क्या करे, नहीं हुआ रहने दो, क्या use. Like a friend of mine keeps telling me he's a very famous playback singer as well, playback singer and a independent musician and stuff, and he tells me that he's like बहुत सिंपल सीन है, तू घोड़ा है ठीक है, तूने सीधा जाने का है, यहाँ पे दोनों put up blinders on both sides, सीधा देखते जा. I'll think यार dude ये सही है, ये सही अप्रोच है, ये बड़ा सही अप्रोच है. So yeah, but that one thing genuinely made me realize, since obviously you're not into the freelancing bit of things, you're more with an organization and you're into that.
Yeah.
But to me as a freelancer, one thing I realized was if I put all my eggs in one basket, I'm fucked. तो बाहर निकलो, कुछ 4-5 चीजें और करो, देखो क्या हो रहा है. I mean you just can't keep sitting in one place and be like, hey, यहाँ पे तो कुछ नहीं हो रहा है, यहाँ पे तो कुछ नहीं हो रहा है, यहाँ पे तो कुछ नहीं हो रहा है. Like you might as well like try something on your own before you get your shit together, and that's what I do now. Like it's like it's not that one job which I'm kind of dependent on. It's like 4-5 jobs that I'm kind of dependent on. So and I'm not like full time with anybody. This is like one big note that I can probably like write in big bold letters, which worked really well with me also. I'm like, never be, if you're thinking of doing diverse jobs and stuff like that, never be with one employer completely.
Yeah.
Be with 5 different employers. Calm karo, you will probably work 5 times more, but it's okay. At least
You get to learn so
you'll
much.
be making,
Experiences
yeah,
must
you get
be
to
really
learn so
different.
much.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and that's
totally.
what this should be about. Our 20s should be about investing in our learning, because we'll reap the benefits after 35. Trust me. So
Yeah,
that's fine.
True.
That's perfectly
True.
fine. And this is where we can actually take it, because we're young and we have the physical ability. Trust me. So might as well just go for it. Vignesh, you
Yeah.
mentioned
Ah.
structure of a song. So can you elaborate on that for musically illiterate people like me?
No problem. You're not nobody's musically illiterate, dude. I don't believe in that actually.
Okay.
हाँ मतलब सारे सुनते हैं ना गाना सुन के you're able to pick it up, no?
I guess.
So there are basically 2 ways of learning it, okay? At least from what I have figured. एक तो अंदर जाके you know what's happening and पूरा लिख पिक के you figure. And the other thing is you're just listening to it and you're singing. ठीक गलत ऊपर नीचे आगे पीछे, that you don't get, but you're listening to it and you're figuring it out, right? So that's what happens. So structure of a song is nothing, right? It's just how a song rolls. Like you'll have a component, you'll have one start bit, okay, which is known as the Pallavi ideally, otherwise known as Antara and Mukna in Hindustani music, but I'll rather go with this. It's called as Pallavi in Carnatic music, and that's how people ideally use. It's very loosely used in other terminologies as well. So that's the starting. Ideally, before that, what people say is you can either have a pre-chorus line before you get to the chorus, or you can directly get to the chorus line, which will have these 2 very catchy lines, or it'll have a very hooky tune or whatever. And then you can either try the same tune for the next stanza, which is otherwise known as charanam. So that charanam will have like 2 lines which will sound a little different, and then it will just have a callback to the pre-chorus line or whatever like that. And then it come back to the chorus again. So it'll be its structure is no particular word saying कि ये है. It could be anything. People can do anything as far as you're good at what you're doing, and you're not just chumma doing something because you just want to, you can like just because you can, like you know the rules and then you're breaking it. It's like breaking the rules by knowing it, that sort of a thing. Then I guess you can go about doing it. But an ideal your commercial movie का structure यही होता है. एक 4 line होगा, there'll be a pre-chorus, एक chorus आएगा, या फिर there'll be no pre-chorus, directly chorus जाएगा. You'll have one stanza that finishes in, and then comes the chorus line and it just ends. कोई भी high में end होता है, or you'll have some improvisation that which kind of depends from song to song, of course. हाँ तो so yeah, and it's a very flexible thing, right? Because ideally what happens is when a composer probably say calls you, okay, even if he's trying out your voice for the first time or something, no, the first thing they're all looking at is what can you contribute to the song.
Yeah.
Like, what are you putting into it, and how are you sort of like taking it forward or whatever, right? And so that's what happened with this particular song. This last section, uh, it's a little broody wala music, and then suddenly it kind of goes a little semi happy sort of a thing. It kind of goes to one semi happy phase. I'm like, so yahan pe what are you doing? He's like, I'll add in some instrument or something like that. I'm like, why are you adding in an instrument? Let me just throw some vocal line there. कुछ भी गाता हूँ मैं. मन में आए जो कुछ भी गाता हूँ. I mean, of course, not with lyrics, but whatever. कुछ भी try करेंगे, कुछ भी डालेंगे करके. We did about 8 takes of it. ठीक है, 8 takes मतलब एक करके एक लिया, वहाँ से we develop further, and then we said, okay, this is not okay, let's take these portion. करके I had given him 8 different inputs for that same meter. तो अभी 10 सेकंड का गाना है, तो I had given him 8 different types, and I was like, boss, you take whichever you want from this. He was like, yeah, cool, this is okay, I'll take whatever I want from this. And he chose well, I think my second favorite this thing. He didn't choose my most favorite. He chose the second favorite one. But yeah, so I think the entire structure, especially with like commercial film music, it's very convenient, because you can change it. You can change it, but you just gotta make sure that you're doing it the right way.
Right.
I
It's
guess.
very interesting, yeah, because honestly, I have no relationship to music apart from the fact that my mom plays the sitar. So yeah. I mean,
Ooh,
I'm
nice.
not- yeah.
Nice, damn nice. Mm.
Yeah. My mom plays the sitar, and I keep listening to it. But honestly, I know nothing about the technical bit. So I think this is really helpful. So for someone who's always wondered, but not really known. So on that note, I actually want to ask you another thing. Okay.
Go for it,
yeah. Most of us are bathroom singers. Okay, we really enjoy it, but I mean,
Right.
we rather do it in private and things like that. So if we
My dad does it
want-
inside his room only, dude. Confidence goals 101 it is, 1001 it is, yeah.
So if we want to be able to like sing a little decently, like say somebody puts you on the spot, hey, sing me a song, Surbi, what should I do at my end to like sort of not sound really bad? What can I do? As an complete amateur.
Oh, that you're saying.
Yeah.
You can take classes from me, I'm just kidding.
That's
So, yeah, so, but, okay, so I guess if that's the objective you have, then you'll just have to figure it out by ear. Because obviously, it's for that moment and for that time that you just want to sing and you want to be done with it types. Think of your throat like a machine. That's what I say. Okay? If a machine has to run properly, what will you do? You'll take care of it, do the required oiling and all that stuff.
Yeah. Maintain
Okay.
it, yeah.
Same thing goes to this. What do you got to do? Sing. You get the song, you sing. You sing it right, wrong, whatever it is, up, down, left, right, whatever it is, you sing. You keep singing it. The more you keep singing it, you kind of you'll get into one groove. It'll kind of hit to one point, and this will take time. Like it doesn't happen in the second or the third time only.
Yeah.
It takes like I'm saying about 20-25 times, or at least 30-35 times you keep singing it, and not the entire song, one portion of the song you keep singing, and then it sort of starts sticking with you. Once it starts sticking with you, you're like, okay, now I will, just for the heck of it, try doing something which will not put me out of my comfortable zone, but that doesn't mean I'm completely in my comfortable zone also. You're just going that and then coming back. It's like you're doing ton, and you're taking that half step and then you're coming back just to test the waters. Once you start doing that, you're like, and if it sounds decent, and if you probably have an idea, okay, I think I went off, or was I okay? If you have that idea, you'll probably try taking that one extra step. You'll try putting that extra hook on top. That's why people ideally make a lot of mistakes. People who are trained by ear, because they try singing the technical thing just by ear, which you shouldn't do, which is not advisable at all. But if the end motto is that, you basically figure out, and that's the thing, like you should take a supremely difficult song, take a simple song, take a supremely simple song which is just easy to sing, which is la 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 yada yada dora dora la, that's all. You should have some simple to tune like that which you can just pick up quickly, get done with it and go. So that's the simple thing, yeah. You just gotta keep singing it over and over again, and after a point you'll realize, okay, you'll hit a sweet spot. Once you hit that sweet spot, you'll know, I think I can pull this off somehow. Then you will get your public consciousness. For that, you gotta just get out of your bathroom and sing. That's the best way to do it. Not always when you're in bathroom, because it's easy, no? It's easy for people. You can. I'll tell you, the best thing to do is looking at yourself in a mirror and singing. That's what I do sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah.
Yeah, I've tried this and it's worked on me. Like, especially when I'm singing a song for the first time, or if I'm singing a Kriti for the first time. Kriti is a form of composition in Carnatic music. And so when I sing that, no, the first thing I do is I just keep like a camera or something like that next to me, and I just chumma record me singing. It wouldn't necessarily be like looking at the camera and singing like that. It'll just be that, okay, there is something running there. So that camera is my audience right now. Okay.
Yeah.
I do this once, I do this twice, and then the last, like somewhere in the 30th or 32nd time when I'm like trying it out something, it suddenly clicks. Because then you stop caring about the camera. You're like, dude, you wanna hear, you hear. You don't wanna hear, you go. I don't care. I'm singing for myself. Once you reach that point, no, nobody can stop you. That's where my dad and all comes from. Not in once in his like this 2 months of lockdown, he's been putting up all these covers on Smule, Vule, and all those stupid apps. Okay,
Yeah.
not in once in his lifetime does he ever take on time. वो था ना कि म्यूजिक शुरू होने के बाद लाइक राइट टाइम में मैं डालूंगा, डाल दिया कुछ 45 गाने, टाइमिंग की माँ बहन. ओके, बट ही इज सो कॉन्फिडेंट. लाइक आई लुक एट दैट, आई एम लाइक, डूड, दिस इज द कॉन्फिडेंस आई वांट, बट आई नेवर गेट. Right? So I think the first thing is gotta get out of the bathroom, look at yourself in a mirror and sing. And the second thing is you just have to keep at it, dude.
And keep practicing.
Pick an easy song. Yeah, dude. I can't like keep telling this to people, because the minute they just hear Arijit sing one of these Bajirao Mastani songs or something, these people are like flipping their nuts out. I'm like, dude, do you understand that's Arijit Singh? Like, that guy's fucking learned music for so many years, which is why he's doing good for himself. Yeah. Suddenly तुम इतना तो नहीं हो सकते ना. थोड़ा तो कुछ छोटा सा भी, like start from small and then like slowly build your this thing on top. Right? सबको कूदना ऊपर जल्दी.
Yeah, I know.
That was the main scene in college also. I remember, especially this miserable thing that they used to call as the singing singers in our department specifically, which I used to
Really? Okay.
which I used to condemn. Dude, they were so
I
bad.
didn't pay
Arey,
so
Baba,
much
they used to
attention to them, but yeah.
Baba, they used to sing O Palan Hare during prayer. Baba, कौन गाता है O Palan Hare?
Oh yeah, I remember.
Remember?
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah. Isn't, I mean,
Dude,
Open
like-
Heart is a little sad, na?
नहीं, सैड की तो बात नहीं है. तुम्हारे बिना हमारा कौन होना. तुम ले तो सकते हो, मगर यार हाँ, दैट इज ऑल्सो वन थिंग. बट मैं तो सोच रहा था यार, ओ पालन हारे क्यों गाना है. Sing Vaishnav Janato or something like that, no, which kind of just starts. It's a start that you're kind of giving it and whatever. See, that is also one funny thing. Okay, I mean, you're just being nice and you're telling me you were really talented back then and all. And I'm honest to you, like now that I look back at those 3 years, no, I was probably at my worst at those 3 years. And I'm not chumma telling this just to like, you know, saying मैं अब humble हो रहा है, because once you start learning things, no, you are just like, holy shit,
supposed to be like
क्या
that.
हगे हैं 3 साल. कल टीम में क्या हगे हैं 3 साल, और इसके लिए जज ने हमको प्राइस भी दिया. I'm like, भाई दुनिया ही फट्टू है तो, you know. Yeah, and which is why I could.
When you start understanding music, you get that knowledge. I think that makes a big
Yeah.
difference. Yeah, and I
So
can
true.
see that in your singing now for sure.
Hey, thanks, man.
It was pretty awesome
that's what
back then, but now it's another level.
Oh, yo, so nice. This is just her being too nice. I've paid her. I'm just kidding. I've paid her in the form of a few dairy milks. I'm just kidding. But yeah, dude, like your perspective will change, and that also requires a lot of approach. Okay, like it's not something like that's also that. No, I think that is one big problem that a lot of people I feel do. Like सारे बता देते हैं, ठीक है, ऐसा करना है, वैसा करना है, वैसा करना है, ऐसा करना है. I'm like, फिर करेंगे कैसे? And then they'll just turn back their face. They'll be like, you're asking me, and then they'll just go off. Okay, there are 2 approaches of it, which is again a very interesting thing. Again, sort of goes on very political, right? Because we obviously have other things to sort of look in our lives, and this is not probably one of our concerns in an average Indian family who's probably figuring out his ways to get his food and stuff like that. I'm sure he's not going to be like, मेरे बच्चे को गाना गलवाना है. Like that's going to be the least of things that he's going to think of, right? On an average basis, and I don't mean to like say this, but on a very like blah statement sort of a thing you could say, right? And what ideally happens is that your sensitivity to music actually depends on how it is in your house, and it's so important. I'll tell you how. There are two ways of doing it. Either you're taught how to like be sensitive to it in a passive way, not in an active way, but rather in a passive way. You're just told ये ऐसा है, ये वैसा है, ये वैसा है, ये ऐसा है, and then तुम कुछ भी गाते हो, which was what I was. मन का मर्जी गाने का, नाक से पूरा गाने का, and calling it voice. ठीक है? And then comes the second thing where you're like, okay boss, now we've made this shift and all, sounds very romantic, now how to go approach this? Because I had classmates, right? So all of them are so talented. मेरी तो जलती है अभी भी, पता है? When I like see them post stuff and all, I'm like, क्या है dude, ये लोग कुछ भी गा देता है dude. यहाँ पे मैं बैठ के करके रेंग रहा है, यहाँ पे मुझे नहीं समझ में नहीं आता, और ये लोग next day they're like picking up and shit. I'm like, dude, what the hell is this, right? So obviously I had to match up to them. मतलब उनके साथ तो नहीं तो कहीं तो सामने तो होना था ना. तो बोला ठीक है यार, अब I have to figure this out. कितना क्या कुछ कर तो थोड़ी ना सकते हैं इसका. Started slowly watching concerts. And Chennai में it's no big deal. Concerts keep happening, so you can just go anywhere and everywhere and just watch something and come back. ठीक है. और obviously कुछ समझ में तो नहीं आता था, क्योंकि obviously it's in Telugu language and कुछ भी होता था, and there is so much that is happening, though it's just 3 people, but there is so much that is happening. It will not sit in your head initially. You'll be like,
Right.
I mean, because it also came from that point of view where I was like, that person who's playing that round instrument, no, it is called mridangam. This person playing on this now, that that is called violin. That person in the middle is singer. I know music. Like it was from that point of view, right? So obviously, बड़ा mundane सा point of view है. अब तुम्हें समझ में आने का है, क्योंकि you're like, अभी ये I have to learn this, कुछ तो सीखना है, कुछ तो एक बूंद तो कुछ सीखना है. Notebook, I would sit and write down. ये कुछ भी गाता था ना, I used to just listen to it and slowly write down the words. बाद में घर आओ, so I used to record it also slightly. A lot of these venues, though recording is prohibited and all, but I would never circulate it. This was for my own reference. ठीक है? तो निकाल के, and then I would slowly write down this thing and I would see the name of that song online. कि और किसी ने कुछ गाया है या कुछ. फिर पता चलता है, okay, so that's what this song means or whatever, or that's what this ragam is or whatever. You write that down. You get an idea, okay, so that's what probably how that ragam sounds. Then by tone you start figuring it out. Oh, so he's having these phrases. अच्छा, तो ये probably यही होगा. And then you figure out, अच्छा यही है अब. And then you reach a point where you're probably like 4 or 5 phrases down the lane, you're able to figure out, हाँ boss, I think this is what he's singing or whatever. And then you reach a point where he just does 2 phrases, you're like, pakka he's singing this only, no matter what. Like you can be confident about it. You'll probably, so you have to make those checkpoints to yourself. And the more you start making checkpoints for one particular aspect of it, the other things naturally get developed. Like consciously or unconsciously, it gets developed. So once it gets developed, you sort of try taking that down and you're like noting it down. So I have this book, like I still have it with me. I have no idea. कुछ नहीं, अबे कुछ भी लिखा है उसमें मैंने. Now I look back at it, I'm like, dude, क्या लिखा है? Because I don't understand. कुछ भी I used to scribble. Because it's the formative years where you're just like, क्या है, क्या चल रहा है? अच्छा ये इसने गाया, अच्छा इसने ऐसा किया, ओ इसने ऐसा किया, ओ उसने ऐसा किया. So that used to happen. This jam used to always happen, right? So me and my friend, we started going for concerts very often. Me, this classmate of mine, again a supremely multi-talented human being, okay? So जाते थे, और ये बंदा थोड़ा जानता भी था, तो ये थोड़ा बोल भी देता था कि ये ऐसा हो रहा है, ये वैसा हो रहा है, तो उसका भी ले लेके आराम से I used to slowly write it down and slyly like Google search it and see what is it actually about. जाते I got an understanding. अच्छा probably यही है, I think यही है, I think वही है, because my mom and dad don't listen to music the way I do.
Yeah.
Right? उनका थोड़ा अलग है. वो they are the bhajan side of people, and bhajan is probably not the best of mediums for you to understand.
But none of them are trained, right?
None of them are trained.
Yeah.
Okay. And so which is why the entire point of family comes in again. Like if your family somehow actively trained you to just go listen to it, no, you'll get some curiosity out of it. Though my parents tried it, I never bothered, I never gave it the attention it deserved. And then they say, no, you don't choose music happens to you. So that's what happened to me. Right? Like after 21 only, I realized, oh shit dude, this is some massive stuff that I'm dealing with. And then I slowly started noting it down, figuring it out, and I said, okay, so this is what that means, And yeah, so now I'm at a point where I can comfortably travel with a musician, even if I'm not able to execute what he does.
Right.
But I know what he's done is good, meh, whatever it is.
Uh-huh.
Like I can figure that out very clearly.
That's amazing. Actually.
So yeah, so when you read that spot, no, it is totally amazing because you are also trying to assimilate it, somewhere also trying to ape it, which you will be miserable at, but you will at least get like 0.1% of it, and I only mean 0.1, not even 1%, because 1% if you get me, that's a big thing. So you get 0.1% of it, and once it becomes yours, then comes your song ka, what you were talking to me about, what you were asking me about, right? Then it just sort of becomes a part of you. You're like, acha, so that's what this does. Oh, so that's what this thing does. And then you're like, okay, I'm going to go that one step, give it, and then come back. It sounds nice. You go another step, you try. And then it gets so comfortable with you, then you're just going with the song.
House and I'm used to it. I read The Hindu, and I see The Hindu has the Friday review, and they cover all these concerts.
All these concerts.
Yeah, and what people have done, and there'll be a critique on it and all of that.
Yeah.
This scene of concerts and being a lot more culturally active. I think Chennai scene is amazing compared to Bangalore.
Yeah. Chennai scene is intense, which is it's Chennai scene is intense too. So that's.
Why is that?
So
What's
there
more
are two
popular in
sides to it.
Bangalore?
Popular in Bangalore, your independent bands are very popular in Bangalore. Though there is a good scene thriving for the classical arts in Chennai, in Bangalore, but your independent band scene is equally insane. And Chennai has nothing like that. Chennai is Carnatic music or go home. So if there is any independent band saying we have enough gigs happening, he's lying right through his teeth. Okay, one gig happens, it's a big deal over here. Full Chennai crowd will just come and like sit over there like it's nothing. Okay, so that's how it works. And but yeah, see, so that basically happens because of the entire December season, and there's a lot of history to it, man. There's way too much history behind it of how Chennai developed itself as a center slowly, and then how it became a center for arts and culture at that point, because all the kings used to have these court musicians who they used to kind of send down, and you would have patrons living here in different parts of the city, so they would sort of come to that place, and then it became a big public event, and that's how it was kind of patronized, and the art form survived, and it's kind of just passed down to people, and yeah, that's a lot of theory for people who are like, "Ha, yes, I want to wear good clothes and go," and then it's probably not your jam, but yeah, that's what it is about. हाँ, चलो मेरा interview लेना बंद करो. I'm sure my mom is going to look at this and say, "Why is she taking your interview? You would have told her properly. Ask me some questions or something like that."
I was just getting gyan for myself. I should also like take more things from this interview and go, no?
हाँ, वो भी है. So what are you watching? क्या scene चल रहा है? What streaming scenes? क्या movie, TV show, documentary, book जो कुछ भी सारा फेंक दो.
Okay, fine.
सारे suggestions लगा दो.
So the book I just finished, which was a very interesting and a difficult read, was 100 Years of Solitude by Gabriel Marquez, and it was quite a book. It was. It's a literary classic, and it was a very nice book. It was really intense. It was very interesting.
Nice.
Perspective was completely different. Something I couldn't relate to at all. But then, as I read the book, it was just good.
Sweet.
Series. What am I watching? Yesterday I saw Becoming, and I loved it. So I'm a big Michelle Obama fan. It's a documentary on Netflix. Yeah. So she just released a book, right? Becoming. There's a documentary on it as well, and I just absolutely love Michelle Obama. I've been in awe of her for a long time. I think she's one of the few first ladies who've like who've impressed me, because she's so much in herself. Like her achievements are hers. Like I mean, she also coming from a black family, had to go through a lot of issues. Yet she's what she is, and she doesn't let go of her roots like ever. She's so grounded, and I really like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I mean,
nice.
and I really enjoyed the documentary. It was amazing. So that's what I saw.
So what was it about? It was about her life and her daily life, or
it's about her life. Like it's her biography, right? Autobiography.
Oh, like that. Acha.
So
Nice.
the whole thing from where she grew up to her becoming the first lady to what
First
she's
lady,
up to now, and so it was great listening to her.
Nice.
I find such women very inspiring. I mean, I get very inspired by women who've done so much in their life, and she's definitely one of them who I look up to.
Fair.
So yeah, the other thing that I'm doing this lockdown specifically is basically focusing on art. So I'm not a trained artist or something, but I love sketching and I love doodling, and I just love drawing something new. And I think Instagram has made a big difference because I can follow a lot
Same.
of artists and they put
Same.
in their videos and I can just follow them and I can learn from them, and I think that's made a big difference. And I've tried new styles and
I see.
I mean paints I thought I'll never use the way I'm using the brush now. It's pretty cool. It's
Oh,
pretty cool.
okay.
And yeah,
Nice.
yeah. So I've been pretty happy with my art focus. So okay,
Nice, nice,
that's
nice.
something I've been doing.
You should probably put up something online or something if you think
I
it's...
do. They're all on my stories, so clearly somebody has been
acha.
watching.
No, I have not been watching stories. I'll be honest. I've not watched any story, dude. I've only watched like some 2 stories, which will basically be live. I'll be like, the entire
Why
world is
are
going
you
live, and
friends
you
with
just
me on
like talk.
Instagram, man? Why, Macha?
That is to share memes. Yeah.
I watch all your stories.
Oh yeah, dude, that's so sweet of you. I think I'll do that. I'll make sure that I take the effort to watch your stories from now.
So yeah, you
Uh,
better next time. I'm gonna be like looking at whether you're watching my stories or not, and I want you to comment. That's when I know that you've seen it, digested it. There's no escape.
Boss, I'll tell you. I think in this world there are 2 kinds of nice people. Okay, one are nice people. The second
Yeah.
ones are the kind of people, if they mention
Like
you
me?
in your story, no.
Oh,
Wait,
okay.
you are the first category only, I'm sure. Okay, if they mention you in the story, no.
Huh.
That comes as a message, right? That they mentioned you in the story.
Yeah.
You not only mention them in your story, but you also like that message which says that they have mentioned you in the story. That much gratitude I have. That's how nice a person I am. Despite that, I have no friends. Sad life. Yeah.
It's not as sad as you claim, please. Yeah, you're friends with me. You should be pretty happy.
Yeah. Of course, that is a different zone, but not otherwise. Yeah.
Yeah.
Any final parting words? You think anything else you'd probably want to talk about? And kuch bhi bolo, kuch bhi.
No, I think I just hope this lockdown thing gets over. We can meet each
Yeah.
other in person.
Fuck yeah.
That'll be probably get some really good dosa again. Because
Amma, I miss it so much. I miss the Bangalore dosa so much.
I know dosa. I want right now.
Hey, but
It's
you
India
can
dosa
get off
right now.
delivery, no? You can get off on delivery, no? From somewhere. Oh, you're
Dude,
scared
it
you'll
is
also end up getting.
No, I mean it's a difference between you going to CTR, eating that, appreciating that dosa in front of your eyes, like nice and hot, admiring it and eating it.
That you
versus
say,
coming.
I'm just like, even if I get on delivery also, I'll happily eat. That's where I'm coming from. Bangalore's
I mean,
breakfast scene is the best, dude.
fine,
It's the
but-
best.
I agree. Nothing can beat that.
Yeah, dude. I always overeat and I'm like, okay, I think I'll have to reduce one of my lunch or dinner or something. Dude, what a
And filter
heaven dude,
coffee,
that place is.
man. The ultimate
Oh, okay.
filter coffee. Yeah, these
Oh,
two
okay.
things I'm like really
Chennai's
craving
filter
and I-
coffee is also like insane. That I'll give it to Chennai. The Chennai's filter
So
coffee scene
Chennai,
is
what I
damn
like
good.
is they give you so many chutneys. Yeah, it's damn cool.
Yeah, but I like Bangalore's chutney more. That
Oh.
Getty chutney he gives, no, that you won't find over here.
Yeah.
That you don't find here. That Getty chutney is love, dude. It's just love in all forms, yeah.
But dude, I have to admit the sambar over here is better. I like the sweet sambar.
Yeah, even I like the sweet sambar. So that's the thing with
Yeah.
sweet sambar, dude. It's an acquired taste.
Yeah.
And what I've realized is, I like
Only
this
the chosen
sambar.
ones like it.
I like this sambar, but I like that sambar as well. It's like for that thick masala dosa that he gives, I feel only that sweet sambar does justice to it and not this sambar.
Yeah,
And the same thing goes for
exactly.
the dosa here. Like the Chennai dosa, if you put that sweet sambar,
It's
it
really
tastes
paper
really
thin,
weird.
right?
It's
Yeah,
paper thin, so it
right.
tastes really weird. But for that thick, this thing, it works really well, dude. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah,
Uh-huh.
let's catch up once everything is normal.
I
and I hope
swear,
it
dude,
gets
tell me
over
about
and we
it.
come out of it like proper
I know.
warriors and victors and
I know.
stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, man. 2020 is that year nobody
All your
wanted, but
plans
everybody's getting.
just-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me about it. On that note, do you wanna tell some deep thought or something like that? One of those quotes. Acha, are you that person? It's not that I've like really seen your profile a lot, but whatever little I've seen, I don't think you do that. But are you that person who randomly puts some person's quote on your pictures and stuff, which will not have any relevance to it at all?
No, I'm not
No,
that
no?
complicated a person. I'm a very simple person and I keep complicated stuff aside, which I struggle
Acha,
with,
acha.
but yeah, I try to.
Because there are people,
So, yeah.
they'll put all some authors this thing and all they'll put. Name 2
No,
books
I
from
mean-
her, they'll just turn their face. They'll be like, a book. She's an author. Yeah, you didn't tell it. Google did not tell this to me only.
No, sometimes there are few things that appeal to me, so I put them up.
Ah.
Like, for instance, I mean, these days during the lockdown, people have been doing so much, accomplishing so much, and showing off. Sometimes it gets to you, like you feel so
I know,
Like,
tell me about it, dude. That's just me.
you feel like you're doing nothing in life. But
It's
hey,
like all these
I have
videos that I'm-
intrinsic value. I don't need to
It's
prove
like-
myself to anyone.
It's like all these videos that I'm putting up is just this thing to prove myself because I'm like, मैं भी कुछ कर सकता हूँ, ठीक है? Okay. That's what it literally is, yeah, dude. Totally. Again. Yeah. But some of them turn out to be really
some
funny,
post
like-
quotes I have even I've put in. Yeah.
अच्छा.
Again,
तो
stories
मेरा
on
पता
me,
नहीं.
never on my
हाँ.
feed. Yeah.
अच्छा. I'm not that guy at all. Like in fact, I make fun of it. I'm just like randomly, I just put 2-3 quotes out of
Yeah,
nowhere,
I've seen it,
and then I
I've
just
seen it.
include
No,
random.
my
cringe to
favorite
it.
part is when you put in like really hot women and then you start crying saying why. And
You're probably the only person who's acknowledging it because everybody's just like, "Huh?" and they're like going. So probably you're the only person who's acknowledging it. Yeah, dude. There are too many beautiful women on this planet, yeah. You're just like, dude, what is this, dude? All of them verified profile. You can't even go next to them for all you know.
But I don't know.
No.
I think social media somehow is. I feel like it's reduced the distance so much. Like I often
Yeah,
see
true.
so many of these tennis players doing their live videos with fellow tennis players. When,
Yeah,
when
yeah,
I watch
yeah.
them, I feel like, dude, I'm like they're probably on the stage and I'm watching them. Like
Yeah,
all
yeah,
these global citizen concerts. Like have you seen the Coldplay ones? They're amazing. I mean, I almost had tears in my eyes at the end of it because it felt so real. It felt so
Right.
out there, right here. So yeah, I mean, of course, I mean, I feel like the distance is just one screen away or whatever.
So true.
Yeah.
That
that's a
happened
good
to me
one.
yesterday when I saw Nimrat Kaur's 2 photo. I'm like, how? How can you be so pretty? Why are you so pretty, yeah? Why you do this?
What do people
Lockdown
like
का ज़माना है. Lockdown का ज़माना है. You'll put up pictures like this and all. And she says she's at her home, dude. I'm like that when I'm outside, dude. She's so dressed well in her own space also, dude. I can't do that at all, yeah. I'm like, what is this? This is not fair. What is this life? Every 90s kids crush that womanist. And she's so articulate, dude. Like it's not just because that also you have that side of Instagram also you have. Okay, they'll be super pretty and they'll be really like the profile looks like a dream, and then they start talking.
Talking, yeah.
You're like, what
You're
is
better
happening
off
here?
without that.
What did I just hear right now? What is happening over here? And you're just like story turn
Not
back.
such a meanie.
Yeah. No, not just with this thing. I even mean for guys also. There's so many of them so articulate in
I
this thing,
agree,
and
yeah.
then they speak. You're like, huh? Apra? Then what else? Oh, that and all you do, because so that's one thing, right? I've actually met some of them, like in real life, right? And I don't wanna obviously name them. It's a small world, and one is the youth group boy, and one is this another very famous entrepreneur. And in no place to me it seemed like it kind of came down to that, right? Like I was like, dude, you're selling a concept. They're selling that concept. They're very approachable. They're very down to earth and stuff, which they're nowhere close to in real life. Because I saw them sort of behaving with staff members and stuff, and that kind of. I'm no
You've seen
angel.
stuff like that up close.
Yeah, I'm no angel. Okay, even I have had times where I've like probably been rude with them and stuff like that, but this guy was downright rude, man, and I was just like, holy shit, you guys are selling an image. It's a fucking image. Which is one of those reasons why, you know, people keep saying I think I should form a page for myself. I'm like, dude, what are you saying? First of all, I'm barely anything for me to form myself a page. And even if I probably get somewhere close to being like, okay, I think this guy can make, I'll never do that. Like I'd rather keep it personally on my profile, keep it public so that, hey man, you wanna talk, you talk. You don't wanna talk, you don't talk. It's your call. It's your this thing. Because you see sometimes people just doing shit in the name of like whatever it is that they just want to call, and then they're like, do you know who you're talking to? And so I'm like, no dude, I don't want to know. Nobody has to know. Nobody has to know. Nobody wants to know. Nobody should know also. Okay. And yeah, it's damn funny. Which is why I kind of, I mean, all the corny cheesy stuff aside, so I totally like have this supremely huge crush on that woman. Okay, because she's so articulate with whatever she puts up. So in this lockdown she's been putting up these mini messages like positive thoughts and messages saying that hey, you're waking up and then the sun's happening to you. You should feel happy that the sun's rays are actually happening to your body and stuff. Already you're melting, and then you see her put such insane thoughts. You're just like, oh, that's what's happening to you.
Mari Dala vibes, yeah.
I swear, dude. I swear. Like she'll be one of those people. Like I'll happily be like, dude, can I just buy you something? Like, can we like, can I like
Buy
in
cupcakes.
all the dignity and grace, like take you out on a date or something. Like I wouldn't in any way hesitate asking her out on a date. Like I'm sure I'm gonna be turned down also, even if that ever happens in my life. But dude, shit, yeah, what an article.
Yeah, I mean, I have a huge how to marry list. Like, there's just so many people on it. Like, there's Nadal, there's Chris Martin. There's just so many
Right.
people, and it just keeps getting longer and longer every day because there's just so many
Right.
awesome people out there. Yeah? They're so talented.
Yeah.
They're so nice. They're so grounded. That's so important. They're so
Yeah.
positive. They're such
No,
nice
there
people,
some are grounded, some are fake grounded.
Yeah, I mean that's also there. But
Yeah.
whatever we get to see based on
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
yeah.
Because the fake grounded thing, man, you discover that fuck your entire thing just goes like, dude, no, this is
Yeah, it hurts. Yeah.
this is because in fact I had one girl coming from a flight. Okay, she happened to sit next to me. This was we were coming back from the weekender. So there will be one of those common flights where everyone is coming back on a Monday and going back to their jobs and stuff. So everyone will have that tag, okay, weekender
Yeah,
ka tag.
yeah.
So this girl saw my tag and she's like, hey, weekender. I was like, yeah, man, of course. What's up? And so she was slowly talking, right? She's like, what do you do in life? And I was like, so these are the things that I'm sort of trying to do or whatever. And then she was like, dude, that's so cool. And then she was kind of talking. And she actually happened to meet one of these musicians, okay, whom she's been like a big fan of. Like she was fan to the point that she was actually like spelling out his album name, saying that track over there, that section has this thing. So she was that crazy.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. That big.
I've not really bothered listening to him so much, honestly. So and then she met him apparently, and he was at a very private space, and it wasn't that he was bombarded with people or something like that. And it was one of those things where she tried taking a picture with him or something, and he was downright condescending and rude about it, and he was like being really this thing to her, and like, you know, hey, yeah, whatever, that sort of a thing. Like he wasn't being rude in the sense like rude, but he was more like bhavni, there are other types. The bhav like in the right way.
No, but it's hard.
Bhav in the right
people
way.
do that.
Yeah, it was really sad because she genuinely seemed sad. मुझे पहले तो लगा she was probably taking it with a pinch of salt and going, but then I kind of realized where she was coming from because I've had those instances. Now I've kind of moved to the point I'm like, you're not doing it. Okay, dude, go, dude. What are you? Fucking go. I do literally tell that in people's faces, which I've gotten a lot of flack also. I'm just like, oh, you're a big fellow. Oh, I should be scared of you. Oh, go, dude.
Yeah.
I have no business.
I think there's no excuse to not be nice. I mean, fine, you
Yeah.
be neutral, but no one gives you the right to be nasty. That's really uncalled for.
It's true. And she was like generally like, dude, so that's what actually happened. And she seemed like a nice this thing otherwise. Like some people, they're just train wrecks in general. Chumma for everything they'll cry. Pin will drop down on the floor, they'll be crying because they're like the floor carpet got hurt. So you'll have those kind of people. Those people you'll know, pavam, oh yo, pavam. Floor is also getting hot. Yo, so considerate. And you'll just move on with your life, okay? But this one is like generally like she was speaking more, and I was just like,
She must be
dude, chill.
disappointed,
Yeah, she was really disappointed. I was like, dude, it's okay, dude, chill. These people are that only. Like, you should always have that one, this thing. Oh, you're not talking, huh? Okay, bro, bye. And you should just like come out. For all you know, then it'll suddenly like hit him and he'll probably like pay attention to you. Which is mostly not gonna happen, but yeah. Yeah, man. Funny stories, funny people.
Yeah.
That is
Okay,
what.
let's wrap up.
Yes. She only told to wrap up. So I'm wrapping up. No, wait. I'll do that in front of the camera.
Now makeup face will come out. No.
No. I'll probably put that in the video. Katti podi da kannala.